on the edges, we set the edges, and then it should be okay.
Defensively, especially in early September, you guys getting the takeaways. You guys had a lot of swagger early on. How do you get that groove back for this stretch here?
That's a good question. So, I remember when on my previous teams where we might have had a little skid and the locker room was a little shaky, the coach was a little shaky. I think for us it's just about just standing together and being positive and just putting your best foot forward every day individually, and then like collectively it'll all come together. But I think just always having that positive mindset, positive attitude. It always could. It's like when you keep banging a hammer on a nail, and it's like if you keep being positive, keep coming to work every day, keep doing what you got to do, and just being a good leader, being a good teammate. And I think that part is going to help us come together, because swag and confidence all just comes from like being confident with who you are and who you're playing with. And I think if you develop that, like the confidence and the trust is also going to be factored into that also, then I think we'd be in good shape.
You mentioned a shaky locker room on a scale of 1 to 10. On the Richter scale, how shaky
I'd probably say it's about a 0 or 1. If 10 is the worst and 0 is the best. So yeah, I think we're all in a good state, good mental state. It's just got to keep doing the work, and I think the work gonna take care of itself.
Donnell, a minute ago you talked about kind of a sense of urgency for you guys. This is your first test against one of the new Big Ten teams in USC. With so much just change going on in the conference, with the new teams, new coaches, Indiana, Michigan State, things like that, do you guys feel any kind of sense of urgency that you need to keep up with those new teams and those new coaches, that you just need to keep up with that and not kind of fall behind in that sense?
I wouldn't say it's about keeping up. I would just say it's about just maintaining ourselves, because I think when you're trying to just keep up with other people, then you kind of lose sight of yourself and lose sight of like what you really work for. And I think for us, it's just like as long as we don't beat ourselves, we would have been in good position anyway, as y'all know. So yeah, as long as we stick to what we do and how we roll and how we want to go about our business, then I think everybody else don't really matter. And then we'll just see where we are come December. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Donnell, you transferred here, obviously, and for guys who kind of come in, you came from a lower-level program. How difficult is it to adjust to playing in the Big Ten and playing, teams like USC, teams like Ohio State? What was kind of that period of adjustment for you when you arrived here?
I think the only period adjustment was pretty much like the window dressing of everything. So, like the football piece is always going to be football. So, it's like if you always had like good habits, good mentality about it, was always coachable, always, gave good effort, was always like a player in the defense where, they could, game plan for you or do something for you. And I think that part always going to take care of itself, because it's like that's what got you here. So really can't let that part go. But probably the hardest adjustment was just a new system, new expectations, would say new teaching in a way. So sometimes, like, you got to, adjust the terminology. You got to adjust to what type of technique and what type of footwork they want you to do, and instead of how you did it at your previous school, that it may not work if you don't do it their way, because, it's just some things, But I think for me it was just keeping the main thing, which was football, and that's always taking care of me. So I think me handling, and my motor has always, got me here too. So I think having a high motor is also a good way to actually adjust to the Big Ten, because the Big Ten's a fast league. So I think just always carrying those habits that you had at your previous school. If you had good habits, then it always comes together for you on a bigger level anyway. So.
I don't know. Obviously, with a rough start to the season, how have you, being an experienced player yourself, how has the experienced players kind of helped the younger players not get too down on themselves, and help them realize that this is not kind of the end of the season, there's still a second half?
I think for us, because we're always used to starting the season about 5-0, so it's a little rocky right now, especially because, just because of the expectation. But I think for us, it's just staying positive, not really, being calm through the chaos, if that makes sense. So I think that's our job as older players, to kind of set the example that, everything is okay, because at the end of the day, yeah, we're 500, but if you look at it, we're 0-0, but yeah, like you said, we got 6 games to get 5? 6 games to get 6? So we'd be fine. But the only thing, we just got to just keep the main thing. The older guys are always going, cater to the young guys because we need them. And I think, for us, we just want to keep creating that positive culture because if we create that, then, that swag and the confidence and everything else that we want is going to, keep showing up. So, yeah.
Hey, Todd. Yeah, Donnell was saying being calm through the chaos. Because what have you learned in your time here about handling adversity and maybe how you can help others during this patch, the rough stretch?
Yeah, for sure. Something I've been trying to get to the other guys on the team, the young guys. Like, even in my career, I started off slow. I remember, like, my first kind of starting off on kick return, SMU, I fumbled one. Next game, I had the one that went off my face, and then I started picking up everything as it goes. So adversity is going to happen even in life. There's stuff that happens in life that, you feel me, won't go your way, but through the chaos, you have to stay calm. You have to kind of control the pressure and kind of control everything around you. So just kind of staying calm and kind of keeping our heads straight and keep staying positive so we can get out of this thing. So that's something that I've been trying to get to the other guys for sure.
How would you just kind of characterize the overall attitude in the locker room heading into the second half of the season?
Yeah, we're definitely not where we want to be, but just continue to work hard. I feel like through this time, it's time to pick the intensity up because we're definitely not where we want to be. I wouldn't expect us to be here, but I know what this team can do throughout the offseason, kind of watching everybody, kind of how we've been working this whole offseason, in my career, just seeing the team and the culture just evolve after year. So I know what this team can do, and I still believe in this team so at the end of the day. So just kind of staying positive, and then we'll get out of this thing for sure.
Ty, obviously you started off with unbelievable numbers, and you're not a secret anymore, per se. And how have you found, it just seemed last week there was almost blanket coverage on you. Am I right, or is the coverage changed that much on you since those first 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, like you said, I have more attention coming on to me throughout the season, but it's just me making the most out of opportunities that I have. So anytime the ball comes my way, I don't know how many targets. I had a lot of targets. I think it was like over 15 targets or something, but just making sure I'm making most of the opportunities that come my way. I had a lot of balls, like 3 or 4 balls that were contested or even uncontested that I feel like I should have definitely hauled in. But, yeah, just keep on making the most of my opportunities. And if I'm the dominant player I say I am, I have to show up in certain times when the team needs me. So, and I had a special teams penalty as well. So there's stuff I obviously have to get better on and keep slowly evolving and stuff like that through the kind of this chaos. But just us looking back and looking in the mirror, everybody looking in the mirror at ourselves and kind of just keep on working hard and just trying to get better through this. So.
What's up, Ty? With the way that you guys kind of handle your weight strength, I know that you have that instant feedback that you can kind of look at. Getting in the moment data and being able to easily view what you've done in past workouts, to what extent do you feel like that helps you, not only in the weight room, but also on the field?
Yeah, it helps for sure. I mean, because when you're out there in off-season workouts, where you're going through those workouts and you feel like you got nothing left, just keep on going, man. So we try to bring that into the season. I mean, kind of everybody's kind of getting chaotic and stuff with the stuff that's going on, but when we're going through this type of situation, you go back to those times where obstacles and adversity where you feel like you couldn't push through to keep pushing through, and that's what we did in the offseason, just to keep pushing through, no matter if it was running the stadium right there, pushing sleds, or my legs were feeling dead and I didn't feel like I had anything left in me, just to keep going. So throughout this time, we're 3-3, still 500, but we're just going to keep going because that's what we know how to do is get through adversity.
And then, I saw a moment after the game, Roman looked pretty down after, kind of head down, that type of thing. And you and him have been here for a while and seen it. In your kind of senior season, your crescendo almost, how frustrating is it to start like this because you've played so well individually, but it hasn't clicked team-wise?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating for sure. Because I seen what this team could do, and I expect so much more out of this team. But it's all about keep going. Because adversity, like I said, the only thing that's constant is change. Change is going to happen in your life, whether if you're playing sports or you're in life, working a job and stuff with your family, stuff like that. So the only thing that's constant is change. So we didn't really expect this to happen. This is an unexpected change that's happening right now. We're 3-3. So it's all about just keep going and keep focusing on what's positive and what we need to fix so we can get out of this little slump that we're going through right now.
Ty, USC defensively, I believe, is near the top of the Big Ten and getting off the field on third down. What is it that they do defensively that's so effective that you guys are going to
kind of watching film and stuff like that. They have an athletic DB room. Those guys are very athletic. They have a lot of guys that can go, that can run. They have some good press techniques and stuff like that, and then they have some coverages they hide and stuff like that of that nature. But it's just us beating ourselves again. We got to make more out of the opportunities we get. We started off very slow last game, and we kind of started off slow the game before that. So just kind of working through it and trying to figure out what we need to do just to pick this thing up. But that's still a competitive team, and I can't wait to compete with those guys this upcoming Saturday.
Obviously, you guys are focused on the field, but homecoming this weekend, a lot of former guys who played here years ago, guys that you played with last year will be coming back.
Right.
What does homecoming mean to you as a player, as a student?
Yeah, it's definitely big. Seeing that all the alumni guys come back, guys I played with come back for this game. So it's definitely a big game. So we'll be looking to turn it up and try to get out this slump for sure on Saturday. But it's definitely a big game for us with everybody coming back for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, thank you.